lost island in the middle of the Pacific Ocean, and all its inhabitants are virgin girls. They've got seeds that stop them from getting older, so they stay pretty forever. But our movie's hero Wang decides to go there to become the first man on the island. So what do you think is going to happen to him? That's what we'll see in today's movie. Our movie starts with rumors spreading about an island in the Pacific Ocean called the Island of Virgin Girls, an island where all the inhabitants are beautiful girls. They take a special type of seed that makes them age more slowly than normal humans. And because of the magical powers of these seeds, many people tried to search for the island and reach it. One of the most notable people is Mr. Song Song himself wants to remain immortal, and that's why he keeps sending his men on sea expeditions to find the island. But his men never manage to reach it, and he completely loses hope in them. Then we move to Wang, an unemployed guy who's basically useless in life. He hears on the radio that Song is planning to pay a huge amount of money to fund a new expedition to look for the island. We find out that no expedition has ever gone to that area and returned. Only one ship and one man managed to come back, and that man's name is Lee. And then we discover that Lee is actually Wang's father. But Wang is confused because his dad still hasn't returned until now. Wang suspects that his father went back to the island because he fell in love with one of the girls there, and that's when he decides to go to the island himself to look for his father. Wang makes a deal with Song so he can join this new expedition, and there on the ship, he meets his friend Hume, who decided to go with him, acting like he's a sailor and all that, but in reality, he doesn't know anything. Before they set sail, one of Song's men comes to them and gives them a tracking device so Song can monitor their movements. The two of them set off on their journey, and at first, they're very hopeful, but after months, they find themselves lost in the middle of the ocean with no idea where they are. To make things worse, they run out of food. While they're sitting there feeling hopeless, Wang decides to take a nap while he's sleeping. One of the seagulls uses him as a toilet. As soon as he wakes up, he finds a whole flock of seagulls, so he realizes they're close to an island. And sure enough, after he looks through his telescope, he spots an island nearby. After the two of them celebrate like crazy, the waves decide to ruin the moment. The sea gets really rough and the ship can't move. But of course, after coming all this way, there's no way something like that is going to stop them. So they decide to jump into the ocean and swim to the island exhausted. They fall asleep as soon as they arrive. Wang wakes up to the sound of a female voice. As soon as he looks ahead, he sees a group of beautiful girls, and he's like, please let this not be a dream, but he wishes it was a dream. Because these girls are the virgin girls from the Island of Virgins. They capture them and take them to the camp for interrogation. There, Hyum gets angry at them and keeps shouting. But one of the girls hits him on the head and drops him to the ground. The girls throw them into a wooden cage and keep them there until the leader of the island arrives. The leader arrives and tells them that over the past 500 years, not a single sailor has managed to infiltrate the island, and leave alive. Hume is confused and asks her, so how old are you then? But no one answers him. They just leave them and walk away. At night, Wang has a dagger with him. He uses it to break out of the cage, and they both escape. At that point, they decide to split up into two missions. Hume will go look for any way they can escape the island, and Wang will go to the girls to make sure if they're really on the Island of Virgins or not. Wang reaches the girls' village and sneaks into one of their tents. As for Hyum, things aren't going so well. As soon as he enters the forest, he falls into one of the girls' traps. Then he gets shot in the back with a wooden arrow. And after that, a huge pile of coconuts falls right onto his head. We go back to Wang, whose luck is way better than Hume's. The tent he sneaks into turns out to be the girls' bath tent. Moyan and her little sister Mo walk into the tent. As soon as Moyan steps into the tub, Wang tries to sneak out, but Mo sees him. Wang tries to bribe her with a lollipop, but she just takes it from him and then screams and exposes him. Wang tries to run away, but the girls start chasing him with their spears. He grabs a burning wooden stick and tries to defend himself with it. But the girls are trained in martial arts, and they easily overpower him and capture him again. The tribe's leader sentences Wang to death because he escaped from the cage and because he saw one of their girls with their clothes off. But at that exact moment, Hyum shows up. And despite all his injuries, he starts doing ninja moves and warns them, saying he used to be a soldier in the army. But of course, the girls grab him and beat him up. And a few seconds later, he's tied up right next to Wang. The tribe leader becomes curious and wants to know why they came to the island. Wang tells her he's here to look for his father, who traveled to the island 10 years ago. The tribe leader tells him she knows his father and that she's looking for him too, to kill him. The leader orders the girls to take them for execution. But then Hyum decides to sell out his friend. He tells her that Wang is the one who saw the girl without her clothes and that he has nothing to do with it. But the tribe leader insists on executing both of them. They take them to the execution place, and the execution there is a bit strange. Each one of them gets put inside a big pot full of water so they can boil them. And apparently they're not just going to boil them, they start sprinkling spices on them to prepare them for dinner. At that moment, Moyan arrives and scolds Wang because after he saw her naked, it means she'll lose her power and start aging. She takes a knife and moves toward him, but she doesn't kill him. Instead, she frees him and Hume. She tells him she hates him, but she doesn't want him to die because of her. So Wang and Hume run off into the forest, but because their luck is terrible, they fall into the same traps again. The next morning, the girls manage to find them again and capture them again. This time, they tie them to the sacred trees. At night, they start preparing the spices and vegetables to cook them for dinner again. But before they finish, one of the girls falls into the water and starts drowning. So everyone rushes to save her. Wang and Hume take advantage of the situation, free themselves, and run away. But by accident, they set the sacred tree on fire. The girls are standing on the shore, not knowing how to save their friend. That's when Wang decides to go help them. Wang jumps into the water, rescues the girl, and brings her out. Hume gives her mouth-to-mouth and saves her life. The girls are overjoyed and decide to take them back to the leader to tell her what happened. The girl they saved is named Shun. She begs the leader to cancel the execution sentence because she's fallen in love with Hume, really. The tribe leader decides to forgive them, but one of the girls walks in and tells her that the sacred tree has burned down. As soon as they all reach the tree, the leader finds out that Wang and Hume are the ones responsible. But Moyan begs the leader to let them live and choose another punishment for them, because she has fallen in love with Wang. The tribe leader gives the two of them a 3-month deadline to restore the tree to how it was. If they fail, she'll execute them. Wang and Hume start cleaning the tree from the traces of the fire, and they push and tend to it every day so it can go back to normal. As the days pass, their relationship with the girls starts to improve. They help them with hunting and food, and they teach them a new way of farming. One day, Wang notices a snake getting close to Moyan. He runs quickly to pull her away from it, but she laughs and explains to him that the snake is actually her pet. After a few days, the two of them discover that the sacred tree has started to sprout again, and they all decide to celebrate this occasion. Wang is happy with his relationship with Moyan, and he decides that he's not going to leave the island. He wants to stay with her forever. Moyan starts telling Wang about the secret of the island. A long time ago, there was a group of girls called the witches, and they reproduced without sex. They were the ones responsible for growing the magic seed, but humans discovered the island and started killing the witches to steal the magic seed. So the leader of the witches handed the seed to the youngest girl in the tribe so she could escape and protect it. The girl fled across the ocean until she ended up on a deserted island. Their life started anew, and the virgin girls appeared. At the end of the story, Moyan tells Wang that this little girl is their leader now. The next day, Moyan takes Wang to the cave where she last saw his father. There, he finds his father's diary. He learns that his dad reached the island, saw the girls, and decided to let them live in peace, and never reveal their location to anyone. Wang then decides to smash the tracking device so he can stop Song from reaching the island. But with their usual bad luck, the device keeps working and sends the location to Song Wang, and Hume go to warn the island's leader so she can take the girls and escape, because Song is on his way to the island. But the leader refuses, and they decide to come up with a plan to confront Song and his men. Song arrives at the island. At first, he orders 4 of his men to go down to the island ahead of him. As soon as they arrive, they find the girls waiting for them with a warm welcome. They greet them and serve them alcohol until they get drunk, and then the girls overpower them and tie them up. Song notices his men are taking too long, so he gets worried and goes down himself with the rest of his men. Wang and Hume greet him and try to convince him that this isn't the island he's looking for. So who are these girls then? Oh, this. Just a tourist resort, nothing more. But Song isn't stupid, and he doesn't believe them. He orders his men to tie up all the girls along with them. Song interrogates the tribe leader and asks her about the magic seed, but she refuses to tell him anything. So he grabs the little girl Mo and threatens to kill her if he doesn't find out where the seed is. The girls get scared and decide to take him to where the seed is. On the way, the girls start attacking Song's men one by one and take them down, but Song manages to grab Wang and escape from the area. Song straps a time bomb to him and threatens Wang that he'll blow him up if he doesn't tell him everything, but the girls arrive, attack him, and take him down. However, he activates the bomb before being captured. They only have 30 seconds before the bomb explodes, with Wang knows they won't be able to defuse the bomb, so he runs away from them toward the ocean to sacrifice himself and save the girls. And indeed, seconds later the bomb explodes in the ocean. The girls are heartbroken, especially Moyan and Hume. You think that's the end of the movie. Of course not, movies like this have to end happily. In the final scene, we see Wang alive, lying on the shore. We find out he gained a magical power from the island because he is a righteous man. And that's where our movie ends.